The story of the sower. One day, Jesus was teaching great crowds of people by the sea. The crowd got so big that Jesus got into a boat and began speaking from there, so that more people could hear what he had to say. Jesus liked to teach in parables, which are stories with hidden meanings. What kinds of stories did Jesus like to tell? Parables. Jesus told this parable. A sower, who is a person who plants seeds, went out to plant some grain. As he was spreading the seeds by hand, some seeds fell on the path, and the birds came and ate them all. What is a sower? A person who plants seeds. What happened to the seeds that fell on the path? The birds came and ate them all. Other seeds fell on very rocky soil, where there was not much soil. The seeds in rocky soil sprouted quickly, but when the sun came up and it got hot, the plants withered and died, since there were no roots. How did the seeds in rocky soil sprout? Quickly. What happened to the plants when it got hot? They withered and died. Why? Because they had no roots. Still other seeds fell among thorny bushes. Those seeds were choked by the thorns and did not produce any grain. What happened to the seeds that fell among thorny bushes? They were choked out by the thorns. Did they produce any grain? No. Other seeds fell into good soil. These seeds produced grain and grew up and produced 30, 60, or even 100 times as much. He who has ears, let him hear. What happened to the seeds that fell into good soil? They produced grain. This parable confused the disciples. Later, when they were alone with Jesus, they asked him what it meant. He explained, "The seed is the word of God. The seeds that fell on the path are like those that have heard, but the devil comes and takes the word from them before they can believe. The seeds that fell on the rocky soil are like those who hear the word of God and accept it with joy." What is the seed? The word of God. Who comes and takes the word from them before they can believe? The devil. What is the rocky soil like? Those who hear the word of God and accept it with joy. But in times of hardship or persecution, they fall away because they have no roots. What happens in times of hardship or persecution? They fall away. Why? They have no roots. The seed that fell in the thorns are like those that hear and believe, but as time passes, these people's love for God is choked out by the cares, riches, and pleasures of life. That means that the grain does not mature or produce anything. The picture of the seeds that fell in the thorns is like those that hear and believe, but as time passes, these people's love for God is choked out by what? The cares, riches, and pleasures of life. What happens to the grain? It does not mature or produce anything. Others, like seeds sown on good soil, hear the word, accept it, and produce a crop, 30, 60, or even 100 times what was sown. What is the good soil like? Those that hear the Word of God and accept it and produce a crop. How much do they produce? 30, 60, or 100 times as much as was planted.